Okay, I'm breaking the sort of the order of the recording here because I wanted just to record something just in case something happens in this particular turn. Right, so I'm currently looking at the board now. It's round 3. Obviously, we've moved partly way through the round. It's currently sitting on Britain. So I've been just scanning the board because obviously I'm expecting Stevie to move fairly shortly. I was just having a look at the board. Me and Matt were just discussing the situation. I noticed that Berlin actually it's slightly vulnerable. I've done the calculation for it. This is the chance. If Stevie goes for an attack against Berlin now, this is his percentage chance of winning, which is not great for us. 65% essentially. It means throwing in this tank here, artillery, obviously 2 infantry, bombardments from the battleship and the cruiser, plus also throwing in the bomber from Persia. But there's a good chance that he takes Berlin this round. So I'm recording this before he moves, just in case he does, take it. And yeah, I can just let you know that we were watching this very eagerly to see what would happen. So hoping, fingers crossed, that he doesn't spot that. It's not obvious. Obviously, you might not. For me anyway, my mindset is not always on going for capitals, all the time. Particularly in the mid-early game, you're not always expecting to have an opportunity to take it. So hopefully he misses that. But Stevie, I know how his playstyle is it's methodical, I'll say that much. He takes his time, makes sure he's checked things, so if there's one player I don't want to have to make a move now, it's Stevie. He's probably the player that would catch this, so I'm really hoping he missed this, but we'll see what happens. So, as it stands now, we could be in a really bad spot. If he doesn't go for the attack, if he doesn't see it, then obviously we're okay, but yeah, it's looking slightly dicey, to say the least. So, yeah. I mean, to be fair, even though 65% is still not guaranteed, it can still swing in our favour if he does go for the attack, but obviously we don't want to be risking that kind of percentage. So hopefully he misses. On a lighter note, though, we did do some... Matt started the raids against Moscow. We did unfortunately lose 1 bomber, but we did 8 IPC worth of damage, so Russia's now in a bad spot. West Russia's fallen, as has Caucasus, which again was great for us. And I'll also be attacking... What's this province over here? Venki. I hardly ever mention these provinces about it. I've got no idea how to pronounce most of them. Novo, Kazakh, and then, yeah, Venki. So I'll be taking those 3 away from Russia. So at the end of this round, Russia should have only 3 territories remaining, with also some heavy bombing, damage against the complex. So on that front, we're looking okay. What I'm hoping is Stevie's been distracted by the situation with these British troops, because obviously he needs to use this bomber to aid him in that attack, otherwise the percentage won't be that good. So I'm hoping he goes for more of he might try going for Egypt, because obviously we've got 3 fighters here. Throwing in a fighter here and a bomber, it's not great for him, but he might try and take that, try and go for an attack and try and kill some fighters at the cost of maybe an infantry and 1 fighter. He might kill 2 possibly, but I'm not sure. There's plenty of options here for Stevie. I think also taking the Caucasus back is another good option, which I think is more likely going to happen. I would expect maybe a couple of infantry with some aerial support taking this back for Russia, so Russia doesn't have to, because obviously the Russian troops, they're probably aware of it as well, how thin Russia is on the ground right now. So I think taking this back for Russia would be good, and then pulling the main group back into India. I don't think he'll commit a lot of forces to the Caucasus, because of obviously I'm sure he's aware that I could attack if I wanted to with these 3 transports, so he needs to leave something substantial in India to defend that. But I'm expecting a retake of the Caucasus. But really, what could happen here? Potentially, we could lose Berlin and the Caucasus in one fell swoop, which would be probably game over. I don't think we'd be able to come back. So we'd have to pull everything back from the outskirts to deal with that. Another possibility, I think. Yeah, the nice thing is America can't take France, I don't think, on its own. I think they'd need some support probably to take this. Possibly. I'm not doing the math actually. It's going to be, yeah. No, they would need help. Yeah, the missing 1 unit over here. That's a fairly solid defense. So what could happen as well? Stevie could go for a landing into France with some American support after that. Yeah, this is all conjecture now. So we'll jump back in once. Obviously, it's Japan's turn. If I know Stevie's making a move, I'll probably try and record it as it happens. But I might. What's more likely to happen is I'll probably miss the round. and I'll come back in when it's Japan's turn, so we'll see the damage. So, fingers crossed for the Axis. Come on. Don't go for Berlin, please. Hi everyone, welcome back to round 3. My go this time. So, the big news, obviously, Berlin has remained under Axis control, which is fortunate for us. I did speak to them, the Allies, actually, about the attack. I think Stevie looked at the attack, but I think he miscalculated the odds, because he came out with a 30% chance when there was a 65, so I think we just got very, very lucky there. That there wasn't an attack. Instead, what he went for... I'll come back to it. We'll go through Tommy's move first. So, round 2. Interestingly, he's gone for a bit of an escalation in the Pacific, which I wasn't expecting. So 2 tanks, 1 infantry, carrier, fighter, and transport. So, yeah, he's prepping something on this side, which is, yeah, unexpected. I was expecting more of a push towards Germany, given the fact that obviously he's not got a proper transport system set up yet. There's only 3 transports available here, so you kind of want 6, 7, 8, I suppose, constantly shipping back and forth. But he may still be prepping this. He's still sort of putting things in. So, but he's splitting his resources half and half. Looks like. I think initially for me that looks good for us. I think a heavier focus on one side might be better. This doesn't concern me yet, but I just need to make sure I'm also matching the fleet at all times. Right now, obviously, we've got a clear advantage, but this could get quickly out of control if I don't watch it. So, yeah, I'll have to keep an eye on this, make sure we're always matching the fleet. So, combat anything... Yeah, just landed in Morocco. That's about it, really. I think there is probably ways we can counter this. We've broken through... let's just go to Russia first. So... 5 artilleries, 1 infantry, nothing much really. Yeah, took the Caucasus back. This has been traded a lot. I think we mentioned that was going to be traded quite a lot. It will be traded a lot. So, took the Caucasus back, but then obviously Germany retook them. And Britain retook after that. So, it's now going to be in the Allied control for the rest of this round, because obviously I can't reach it now, which is a shame. But Germany, 1 bomber, infantry, artilleries, repaired some obviously damage in Karelia. Yeah, nothing too crazy. One interesting thing, we started the bombing raids in Russia. So we lost 1 bomber, unfortunately, but we did 7 IPCs worth of damage to the complex. Why is that showing 8? Was that a previous attack? It must have been from a previous attack, yeah. Yeah, that's fair enough. So currently, it's non-operational, the complex. So this is before, obviously, I get involved with my 2, so hopefully we can get it down to quite a low number. But yeah, we lost one bomber so far. Not bad, I guess. It could have been worse. But we're going to keep, obviously, replenishing them, so it's going to be fairly tricky to keep on top of the repairs once we really get going. I think the main thing to obviously mention, yeah, they went for Karelia instead. I think it was probably the second best move. I think Berlin was the prime choice, given how weak Berlin was. But Karelia also, there was no infantry defending the tanks and fighters, so that was a good target to go for, because obviously you're trading against higher value units. So he was throwing away infantry and artillery for tanks, which is by far worth it for the Allies. That was a good attack. I think he pulled out as well just to make sure he protected his fighters. So yeah, that was a decent attack. I think in terms of what we lost in the combat, it was fairly even. Defenders lost 6 tanks. They lost 4 infantry, 3 artillery. In terms of worth of IPC, it was identical. I think actually we got very lucky. The rolls were good, because that could have turned out a lot worse for us. I think we got very nice dice on that defense and only lost 6. We took out a fair amount of stuff, so I think we were fortunate there. The problem is now for us, we're lacking a lot of firepower up front as Germany. They're very weak on the Russian front here. Russia could probably get a bit aggressive now if they wanted to and start pushing out, because we don't have the strength to repel them right now on the front line. So I would expect, this is where I need to come into play. I need to start pushing Russia from my side of things hard now, because I obviously want to make sure they don't get too ballsy and aggressive and push towards Berlin. So I need to make sure I'm pushing up and just constantly threatening Moscow, just to make sure, just keep them in line, basically. That's going to be my job now. Because if they push out in West Russia now, there's not really much that they can take back with. if they pushed out hard into West Russia, which they still may do, you can't really, he can't attack that. We can't attack back with just tanks and aircraft. That's going to be such a waste of tanks. So really, they can take West Russia here for free, pretty much. Kill an extra tank as well. Yeah, this actually could spiral. Looking at the board here, taking West Russia, which I think he really should do. That's going to be a good move. Will also mean the Ukraine is going to be very vulnerable. I think we'll have to probably... Yeah, these units are really quite stretched because they want to go into Karelia to protect everything and keep a complex up and running on the front lines, but obviously they need to be able to cover up more territories down in the southern regions here, because nothing else can really... I guess we could go... Yeah, Belarusia might be the best move. I don't know, actually. I don't know. West Russia... Yeah, it looks like I think Ukraine's going to fall whatever happens to... Even the tank may even blitz through from the British. We're not even sure. Yeah, so not looking good on that front now. It's a bit dicey. So let's just quickly jump onto mine. So yeah, I've got to push into Russia. I'm also thinking of doing a few transport landings in various places. I want to try and get to Madagascar. That was the original plan at the start of this game. I want to still try and do that. I was looking at my purchase before. This is where I've come up with this build here. So I've got a bomber here. I've got 2 transports to replace 2 I'm going to be sending south. Because I want to maintain 3 if I can in this kind of region, you know, shipping things back and forth to Yunnan. And then I've got just 4 infantry just to make sure we've got enough units to ship out. So that's going to be my build for this round. Obviously we can start our bombing raids on the complex, which is nice. So we're going to be pushing in with whatever we can here. I want to be a little bit careful about what I push in with to... What's this one? Kazakh. Because obviously the Russian troops are a bit freer than they were now, given the fact that Germany's weak at the front lines. So if I move in with everything I can into Kazakh, then I think we're going to be punished for that and we'll lose a lot. So I think we're going to just probably cautiously approach. And then save the main moving troops, you know, so we can do a heavy attack next round. I think it's going to be the better play. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Okay, just double checking what I can do here. I think that's probably going to be about it. So yeah, I'll probably move the 2 transports down with maybe like a battleship destroyer convoy. Because there are... Yeah, I'm just worried there are subs that could move nearby and to kind of threaten. I might get caught out around here or something by a sub moving down, so I want to make sure I have a destroyer nearby. Moving down with a battleship and a destroyer now is more risky, given the fact that there is an escalation here now. Because I might get caught out slightly. I think I still want to do it because the reward is going to be... I'm going to try and take out something of Australia and try and obviously just come in from the bottom here as well. So the IPC is there, but I just need to make sure it doesn't compromise my position in the Pacific, you know, doing that. Because this protecting my island is more of a priority because they're worth so much. So I'll do this as long as it doesn't compromise my own position. But I think we should be okay for now. I'll move down anyway. We'll see what the Americans do, how they react to me moving down, and we'll judge it next round. But yeah, for now, might as well attack, I suppose. Okay, looks good. I think we've attacked with most of it. So I'll move these spare troops into Xinjiang. Move everything up here as well, so we've got like a nice, you know, body of forces here that we can maybe push straight into Kazakh next turn. And this is going to be a bit more of a substantial army there, so it's going to be harder to eradicate. I think that should do it for a combat move. Okay, how's our luck? Come on. No losses, come on. Damn it! Oh, damn it, that sucks. 1 bomber down. Shame, but that complex is looking bad though. Obviously 12 damage is pretty pricey. It's going to take, you know, at least 4 to get it back. Well, no, at least 5 to get it back operational. So that's good for us. Okay, good hits. Very clean. Oh my god, come on. Oh, that's such a shame. Come on. I hate defending infantry. They just seem to hit so often on it too. It's crazy. Okay, cool. Mixed bag there. I think that was, yeah, probably the worst round I've had so far on the dice, but it's, yeah, not too bad, not too bad. Right, let's put everything back in this one. Right, so let's move you guys up. Move you guys up. That's a shame. Okay, so shipping things in. Let's go. Just need to make doubly sure all this transport's safe because I intend to go for East Indies here. And grab the infantry from there to save on save on costs. So obviously they can hit from their fighter there. That's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Can't reach it. Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, okay. Almost just out of range of this, so that's okay. We can get away with just a battleship there if we need to. Anything here can hit? I don't think so. I think we're okay. Even the fighters here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, you're fine. Okay, good. So what we'll do is move the rest up here. Let's reinforce this. Move the rest up here. It's got 2 transports coming in. Drop you guys off up there. So having a round of reshuffles here when we get ready for things, so okay, I think that looks good to me. So yeah, we can hit Madagascar next round, which is nice, and then obviously start knocking away some of these provinces. I may go for a hit in Australia as well, depending on what happens with the fleet over here. We'll see how it goes and we'll react to it as it happens. So transports, infantry, bomber, okay. Yeah, maintain our economies, keep Russia under pressure, and we'll hopefully break them down eventually. Yeah, it's going alright. Anyway, there you go, round 3. Thanks for watching, see you next time. Take care.